What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another live stream where I play rapid chess on chess.com and explain my thought process. Before we jump into some games, as usual, I'm going to catch you guys up on the brilliant moves from the past couple of days. I'm going to give you a chance to spot them yourself. And this is the first position. So it's black has just brought the bishop out here, which you can see is a blunder. Question is, why is it a blunder? What's the best move for white? All right, if you had a chance to look at that, most of you guys who have watched me play the Caro-kann have probably seen this trap before, but I played bishop takes f7 check, which is a brilliant move. The point is we're luring the king out so we can jump in with the fork. We're going to get our piece back, and my opponent, I don't know, they just gave up the queen and resigned. But even if they take our knight, we take back, we got the piece back, we got an extra pawn, the king is in trouble, about to get checkmated, can't castle. It's just bad news for black. So that's the idea. The other way you could do this also is play knight e5, giving up your queen, and if they take it, you have checkmate. So both moves are good. This one, they actually can play bishop e6 to stop the checkmate, and the game goes on, but that's the first one. Okay. Next up, here we go. So this is the position. Black has just castled. What is the best move for white? Hey, Alan. Hey, Ryan. Good to see you guys. All right, if you had a chance to look at that. So this is the classic setup for what's called the Greek gift sacrifice. And what you want to look for is when your bishop is attacking the h7 pawn, the king is there, and the knight has been either chased away or has voluntarily moved, like in this game, it moved over here. So the knight is no longer defending that. And if you have your knight ready to go to g5, and even though the queen is there, we have it defended with our bishop, and you have your queen ready to come as a follow-up, if all of those three conditions are met, most of the time, like probably 90% of the time, bishop takes h7 check is going to be a good move. And the reason is, after they take, when you play knight to g5 check, if they try to go back, which is obviously where you want your king to be, behind the pawns, usually they get checkmated. You play queen h5 and they can't stop the checkmate here, in most cases. Now, you might say, well, what about the knight? Can't the knight stop? Well, in this case, it's nice that we have the rook here, because we can actually sacrifice the rook, and then we still get the checkmate. We just get rid of that knight, right? So all those things work out. Now, funny story about this, I actually lost this game. And you say, Nelson, how did you lose this game? Well, I played knight g5, obviously, and my opponent, 2,500 rated player, knows what's going to happen if they go back. So they actually played the best move, king g6. Now, of course, you don't want your king generally coming out, and it's still a good position for me, but it's not obvious how to proceed. I played h4, which is a pretty good move. I'm trying to attack the king here, but then they played f5, and I played h5, which is also a good move. They played king f6. Somehow they survived. Like, even though my position is good, I don't have an obvious forced win, and I think I ended up spending a lot of time. I tried to bring my bishop over this way, and I just couldn't figure out what to do to win. So ended up losing, but brilliant move on h7 was still, the best move. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. Here we go. So this position, black plays knight d5. It's a blunder, but why? All right, so if you had a chance to look at that, when we play this Funhenic Gambit and you have the rook on the f file, a lot of the times there is a tactic either with sacrificing your rook or sacrificing your knight. Apparently, in this case, you can actually play both. What I played in the game, Stockfish likes a little bit better. Knight takes f7, so obviously it's a fork, so they have to take you. They can't just ignore that. But now they're in line with the rook, so I'm able to play g4. I'm going to get my piece back, and I'm going to have a really nice attack on the king. And so they ended up going here. I captured. They tried to checkmate me, but I was able to throw in this check and then just defend with queen e2. And I had a great position, and I think I ended up winning this game. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I did. Okay, let's keep going. All right, so I've saved some of the best for last. They start to get pretty cool now. So here's actually, I'll back up a few moves. This is a pretty interesting game. So my opponent castles queenside. I play c5. Now, what I'm trying to do here is say, look, if you take me with your queen, you're going to get pinned, okay, and you're going to lose your queen. So you don't want to do that. But if you take me with the pawn was defending the bishop, and now I'm going to take your bishop, and I'm happy with that. So black has to come up with something else. So they decided to grab the pawn on b2. Okay, but now I traded, played rook b1, and I'm actually still attacking the king, even though the queens are off the board. Okay, so here's where it starts to get interesting. They go back, I traded, and c6. Now, why is this such a good move? Well, it's a fork, so I'm attacking both of these things. Obviously, you don't want to lose your bishop, but if you just move your bishop, you're leaving me take here. But if you take, you guys see the problem, right? Bishop a6 check comes in, and black is actually getting checkmated. Check here, and there's a forced mate. You bring the rook over, and the king is trapped, and doesn't really matter what black does. You're just going to mate him. So, for example, you try to move your rook to get an escape square. Check and mate. And if you try to bring the bishop out, what's the checkmate? Oh, this is just checkmate. Interesting. Look at that. Wow, that's pretty cool. Okay, so there's multiple mates there. Now, that didn't happen in the game. I'm just showing you why they couldn't take here, right? That was what could have happened. So in the game, they played bishop f5. And here is where I played the brilliant move. So what's the move here for white? All right, so if you had a chance to look at that, the move I played was rook takes b7. Brilliant move because we're giving up this bishop for free. And this illustrates something. The power of two rooks on the 7th rank connected when the king is stuck back there, right? Whenever that happens, they're in trouble, okay? Even if you have to give up a piece in this case. And so that's what happened in the game. And I did go down with my rook. So I'm threatening the immediate checkmate here. And you'll notice the problem for black is it's not hard, it's not easy to stop that, right? Like, what are you going to do? So they play here to give their king a place to go to. And I think I might have actually messed this up a little bit. I played check, and then I played check, and then I captured here. So in my mind, I'll explain what I was thinking. In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, now that my rook is defended, I don't have to worry about the king taking it. I'm just going to take here, and I'm going to come down and checkmate, right? Problem is, I forgot that they could check and then come over here and block if I try to checkmate. So that's the detail that I kind of missed. So I think the best move, what was the best move here? Instead of taking, you're supposed to go here, and my engine is not working at the moment for some reason. There's a better way to do it because the eval bar jumps a lot when anyway, I don't know what the best solution is actually. King d8. It's not showing me the line. Wow, this is how they used to play chess before there was engines. You had to just look at the board and figure it out. I don't actually know what's the best move here. Rook d7 check. It's telling me to go back and forth. Okay, I don't even know what Stockfish does. Anyway, I kind of messed it up. I didn't see that they could come down here and block is what I'm trying to say. But I ended up winning the game anyway. They still couldn't win. I had a bunch of pawns. They were low on time. I pushed this, and I ended up winning. Okay, let's go to the next one. Sorry about that. I was going to show you the line, but Stockfish didn't tell me what it was. Okay, this one is pretty crazy. So we're white. They go queen c7. What's the move? What's the move for white? Okay, so I'm looking at this position and I'm like, all right, so this is pinned, so they can't take me here. That's great. The king is stuck in the middle. I have all my pieces, like literally every single one of my pieces is in a good position to attack the king. The question is like, what do I do? I was thinking about sacrificing here on f7, but then I was like, you know, I have one, two, three, four pieces attacking this knight, and it's only defended 3 times. So I was like, okay, maybe I can like, you know, do some kind of a capture here, but then like, I'm going to have to give up my rook. So I took with the rook. I took with the rook. And the point is, now we're going to be able to jump in and get at the king, even though we have to give up a rook to do it. So I took, and now we're threatening here. They played rook f8. I played knight g6. What's the point? Well, I'm attacking the rook. I'm stopping the queen from coming over to defend and chase my queen away. And I'm opening up my rook here on the king. So a nice multi-purpose move. And if they take me, the bishop comes in with check and we win. This is going to lead to a win. We could just take this. You could go check here, but it's just a win. Okay. So they played, what did they play? Rook g8. And now we had a second brilliant move in the same game. What's the move for white? There's only one winning move here for white. And somehow I found it in the game. Not exactly sure how. I think I might have got a little lucky. All right. So the move is rook to f1. So you will notice this is pretty well defended. So we're not really going to sack here. That just lets the bishop come out. Doesn't really help me. But rook f1, now if black tries to take me here, again the bishop comes in on g6, and this is really good for us. So they don't really want to do that. If they take here, well, we can just go queen h8 or take the rook. And we are basically tying up the queen to guard here by putting this rook here. And so all of that combined is kind of like, it's the only way to keep the pressure, basically. So they played a really bad move. They played bishop a6, and I just took it. And then after this, ended up winning the rook and basically took all their pieces. So we obviously won. I think I won this game. Yeah, I did win. I was low on time, but I still managed to win. Okay. Cool. All right, let's keep going. We're almost done here with the brilliant moves. This one was wild. So let me back up a little bit to show you what had happened here. So in this position right here, it's equal. Okay, it's pretty equal. Two rooks, knight against the knight, right? My opponent, for some reason, decided to sacrifice their rook. Which, yeah, you get rid of the annoying knight, but now you're just down in exchange. Now I have the rook for the knight. So you can see the eval bar have the advantage. Okay, so we kept playing. And right here I messed up. And I messed up because after this happens, the knight and the rook are actually very, very dangerous when they're attacking the king like this. Check. Check. And I didn't want to draw. I'm trying to win. Knight g5. Now this is what we call a mating net, right? My king is trapped. I cannot go out. The pawn is keeping me from going here. I'm totally stuck. And the next move, white's going to go here and checkmate me. So it's not, I mean, it's not that hard to find the move. What did I play? Well, yeah, I had to sack here. It's the only way to stop this. Otherwise, I'm just mated, right? So that's why it's brilliant. Now, I am losing a rook, but I forced the trade, which means I'm no longer getting checkmated. And I have this guy, which is going to either lure the king or the knight to that side of the board, which is exactly what I need. So I started pushing it. And luckily for me also, my opponent had like no time left, like 10 seconds. So they don't really have time to think about anything. So they decided to go with their king. But I'm like, okay, if you're going to go with your king, I'm going to come up with my king and just start taking these pawns. And that's exactly what I did. And then I tricked them here because they're pre-moving because they only have 5 seconds left. So I figured they were going to pre-move capturing this. So I just did this and then got the pawn. And I ended up winning on time. But I'm winning the position at this point as well because I have the 2 pawns and they can't stop them. So pretty interesting game there. With the double outside pass pawn. By the way, knights are bad at stopping outside pass pawns. Just something to keep in mind for the endgame. Okay. The last game I'm going to show you before we actually play some games, I did not get a brilliant move according to chess.com, but the move in my mind was really the most brilliant one of any that you've seen tonight. Okay. So I'm going to show it to you anyway, and you can tell me if you think it's brilliant or not. So let's just back up a few moves. So we're playing this position. You know, it's kind of boring. There's no queens. The king looks pretty safe, actually, at this moment. I jumped in with my knight. He went to grab the pawn. King b7, dropped the bishop back. Okay, so now we have 2 bishops against 2 knights. Now, in an open board, when the bishops are not blocked by pawns and stuff, 2 bishops should be better, okay? However, the knights are pretty well positioned, connected like this. You know, this is on an outpost. There's no pawns. They can chase it away. So white's got a pretty solid position. Also, the king in the center is doing a good job just defending everything. However, I was like, I'm going to try to attack the king. And one way to do that generally in chess is to create a battery, right? Rooks and queens on the same file. It's called a battery, and it's usually a pretty good idea. So here we go. A4. I created the battery, and my opponent, I think they thought their position is just so solid in the center that they don't have to worry about anything, and they literally were just going to like push this all the way down the board. The problem for them is I had a very clever move in this position. Black to play and win. This is the move that I thought should have been brilliant, but chess.com didn't give it to me. Can you find it? Black to play and win. All right. Bishop G5 check. What? It's a free bishop, but it's not a free bishop because once you take it, this guy is now undefended. And I capture it. And the amazing thing is the king is now actually trapped. You can't go this way. You can't go away this way. My bishop and pawn create this wall here. So you've got the wall here, the wall here. You guys see that, right? Which means when the rook lands here, it's just checkmate. Even if you try to run, this is still checkmate. And there's actually no way to stop this. The knight can't stop it. The rooks can't stop it. You know, the only thing you can do is throw in a random check, and then that's it. Next move, it's mate. So, pretty cool. And if you don't take the bishop and you try to move, well, then I'm just going to take you here, and I just want a piece, regardless. So, I thought it should have been brilliant. I mean, it looks pretty brilliant to me, but anyway. That's the one. All right. Thank you, guys, and let's play some games. Here we go. Time for some rapid games. What's our rating in rapid? 2444. Okay, let's see if we can get to... Let's see if we can get above 2450 and stay there. How does that sound? Here we go. We're playing a flying egg. Oh, I played this person before, and I won, apparently. Okay. A flying egg. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, oh, man, they decline it. They declined the Gambit. That's so sad. All right. So this is the Smith-Morra Gambit, but they didn't want to have any part of that. I'll go for like a Maroxy bind type of setup where you just try not to let them go here. Queen C7. I'm going to go knight C3. Maybe we can chase that queen around. So they stop that idea. We can still go knight B5. Don't think now's the time. I think we need to get some pieces out. Let me go knight F3. Okay, so they stop it. Let's castle. So we have to be a little careful. There's some like sneaky traps here where the knight jumps in, and knight jumps in. You get checkmated over here. So I am going to be paying attention to that. I think if we just go rook E1, we should be fine. There's no traps against rook E1. The problem is if you put your queen on E2, the knight jumps in, and you play H3. That's when you get trapped. But we're not going to do that. Okay. Question number 1. Can I go here? Takes check. Do I get enough compensation for that? The knight goes in the middle. Takes F4. I think I'd be happy with that. Ooh. If it goes back to... Yeah, I'm going to do it. Here we go. Let's go. Let's go. So why would I give up my knight? Because the pressure on the E file is going to give me a really nice attack. Now, the question is, what's the best way to do it? Option 1, we take and then play either F4 or bishop F4. Option 2, we play bishop F4 right away. Takes f4. I don't like bishop c5 check because then he gets to castle and gets away. We don't want him to castle and get away. So I think we should go bishop f4 right away. Let's do that. So if we can win this pawn and push these guys, I think it's definitely worth it. Or if we can keep the king from castling, also probably definitely worth it. Okay, so he wants to just defend. The question is, can you really do that? Option number one, we just attack it again. Takes. But then we're going to just have two pawns. I think I should open up the queen because I'm envisioning some ways to attack here with queen h5. So let's go ahead and do that. Also, we might have d6 at some point, or c5, d6. Maybe I need to get my rook to c1 first. Okay, so they take it. So let's think about this. Yeah, queen h5 is definitely on my radar. Although g6... Oh, do we have a crazy brilliant idea there? Take, sack the queen, because we get the queen back? Ooh. You can't play f6. Oh, I like it. I like it, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. So we're going to... Because, I mean, look, if we can do this and take with the rook check and you have to block, then bam, the other rook comes over. Now we've got this battery. Black is done. G6 is the only thing, but okay, they go for this. So option one, we sack the rook, then we take with the bishop. Or we take with the bishop first and then we take here. Then they could castle, though. No, they can't castle. What am I saying? We have checkmate if they castle. Oh, you can't castle. So how do you get away from that? How do you get away? Yeah, maybe I just do that. I mean, I don't see what they're going to do. G6? Queen e2 keeps the pressure. You can move your king, but that's probably not a move you want to play. But also taking with the rook. Where does the queen move? Let's think. Queen moves somewhere. And then what? We take here. Rook moves. We have this one. Man, that's pretty good too, guys. Oh, boy. The question is, which one do we do? Which one do we do? I feel like I should keep my rook on the board. Let's say they play king d8, though. No, king d8, we can come in here, I guess. And king f8, this looks really bad. Okay, we'll do this one. I don't know. There's a part of me that is saying, Nelson, you need to take with the rook, but I'm not going to listen to it. I'm going to take this way. I hope I'm not making a mistake. We will check this after the game. Still, this looks pretty nice, right? Because if I get this move in and black doesn't do anything useful, they're done. You obviously can't move the bishop because it's pinned. You can't castle, like I said. This is just checkmate immediately. You can move your king to get out of the pin, but then you can't castle. You lose your castling rights. Not to mention I have these really powerful pawns getting ready to potentially push down the board. Okay, so this one, I think we just go back. And again, you can't castle now because your bishop is hanging. Okay, so they decide to stay in the center. All right, here we go. In fact, rook e1, you can't move your bishop because it's checkmate. Oh, d6, guys. d6, if you take this, you're done here. If you go with the queen, I pin it to win it. Oh, yes. Let's go. Let's go. We got the fork. We got this if the queen takes. We got this if the bishop takes. Of course, if you don't take, I'm just going to take one of these pieces. This must be winning. This must be winning. Okay, he's going to give me... he's going to give me what... Let's see, this. This, the king's going to try to run. Definitely still good, but I think we'll take with the rook. I could also, you know what? I could also play queen here. Hold on a second. Queen here. If you take with the bishop, that's still a problem. I still just take and win. If I take with the rook and you take back, I mean, that's got to be winning. Takes. Although, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 against 5. My rook's on the 7. Yeah, that's totally winning. So you could definitely do that. But I'm just wondering, is this the cleaner way to do it? Is this the cleaner way to do it? Let's see. Check. Bishop goes back. Oh, yeah. I think queen b6 is the better way, guys. I think this is the better way. Am I missing anything? Let me just make sure. I think this is the way. Yes, definitely could have won this way in an endgame, but why go to an endgame when you can just finish off the game? Right? And again, queen takes here. They lose the queen. Yeah, they have to do it, but get pinned. Okay. Okay. Let's take the queen. So check. Then we trade, and then we take here. I guess it's not over technically, but it should be close. Let's see, I can also go here. King will run. I take it. I can... Is that better than just trading? Let me see. I'll just do this. So we've got a queen for a rook and a bishop, but the other problem is black's king is in big trouble. So this should be... Should be relatively straightforward. They can't take my pawn, so we've got 3 connected pawns here. Unless I make a massive blunder, this should be a win. Can't take the pawn because of this really cool fork. Oh. Okay. Good game. Did we get a brilliant move? Was 95 brilliant? Nope. 95 was not brilliant, but it wasn't bad because it didn't dip down too much. So let's take a look. Pretty interesting game there. So they tried to not go into anything crazy, but we did it anyway. We did it anyway. So it's a blunder, but it's not like a big blunder. I mean, we go from like a slight advantage to equal. But I like equal if I get to attack. Bishop f4. Yeah, Stockfish wanted my rook to go to c1 to be ready to push here, apparently. Okay, so rook takes c5 was not the right move. Wow. Okay, the reason it was not the right move is because of this crazy move. Which, would my opponent have noticed that? I don't know. That's a hard move to play. Maybe. But if they place anything else, then this is great for me. And this line that I was looking at actually was good for me. Interesting. Okay. That being said, this was the best move. Takes, and they had to play g6, which they did. Oh, queen g5 is better. I guess because you keep the option of invading here. But they needed to play... Yeah, that was the wrong move. They had to play f6. Only move, f6. What's the point? If I just move my rook back, what are they going to do? Oh, the king's going to f7. So you get away from the pin. Now the rook is free to come over. You don't block this rook either. Oh, that's such a brilliant idea by the computer, right? You play f6 and then you run over there. Uh-huh. Okay. They didn't see that, though. They played king here and then rook e1, triple battery. And yeah, this is winning. Queen e3 was even better, apparently, but this is still really good. And then, yeah, it doesn't really matter. You could do this. You could also just take here and go into this endgame. Like I was saying, this is totally winning. Okay, good game to the opponent. Let's go on here. That was fun, though. Even though they declined, I enjoyed that. Someone recommended Mark Esserman's book. He's like I think he's like an IM who plays this all the time. But I found that and it's been a really good read. Okay, let's play a Scandinavian. Since I finished creating this course recently, these lines are pretty fresh in my mind. Ooh, that's not a move that you like ever see. Okay. Which way do I want to take it? Wow. All right, I'll take this way. Sometimes it's nice having extra pawns in the center, and so I'll just go ahead and do that. Let's play d5. I don't want it to clog up my bishop's development, so let's go here because I want to play. Okay, well now I'll just drop it back. Let's see which way. This should be fine. Maybe I'll just go here. I'll let him take me because now you have to open up my rook. Okay. Yeah, we could actually do a minority attack where we throw these pawns forward. But that's kind of a positional thing. I don't know if I want to do a positional attack. Maybe. It might actually make sense in this position. It might actually make sense. Let me castle. So minority attack. Yeah, maybe this is the position to do a minority attack, guys. Let's see. We'll see if we get the opportunity. We might. B5, B4. We push these guys. Yeah, it looks like we are. Okay, so minority attack. Let's do it. Why not? Let's do it. Minority attack. You're going to push these pawns up. And the point is, if you can push here and trade this, you now have a weak backward pawn on c3, right? If I'm, for example, here, we can just pile up. We put our rooks here, and that's an easy target for us. We can even bring our knight and blockade that square some more if we want. And it's hard for white to stop us, right? Generally, they have to try to counterattack on the king side, but it's kind of hard for them to do that. So that's why I think, oh, that's almost a blunder, but it's not quite. If I take, they take with the queen, we win a piece. Problem is they could take with the knight, and we don't win a piece. I could sack my queen for 2 pieces, but I don't want to do that. Okay. So yeah, what we're going to do, guys, is go with rook b8, I think. So we're getting ready to play a5 and b4 and push this pawn forward. Probably put this rook here, and then this is kind of the classic minority attack. Let me take back. Okay. Bring the rook over. Yeah, so we're getting ready. And hopefully you'll get to see what this looks like. They're going to try to set up some shenanigans here, but I think it's okay. Let's go a5, continuing with the plan. This is a very positional plan. It's a long-term positional plan. We want to push this, trade it off, give ourselves a nice target, and eventually, hopefully, we win that pawn. And then once you win that pawn, this becomes weak. And if you win that pawn, then you go into an endgame where you have some extra pawns and you just win the game. That's essentially it, right? Minority attack because we have less pawns than the opponent over here. And so this is it's very common in like queen pawn openings, which this wasn't a queen pawn opening, but it kind of turned into a queen pawn opening. Yeah, so a4, Does that actually stop me? So he does have the knight's position, so maybe he can get away with this. Maybe he can get away with this. I forgot about this. Although I'm just wondering if I just take it. Oh, I can't take this because the knight on d3. That knight on d3 is so annoying, huh? Yeah, this maybe was a good move. Let's see. Let's see, guys. I really would like to get my knight here. I probably should have done that sooner. Instead of a5, I should have played knight b6. Okay, I could still do it, though. I could still jump in, and then we take back. Yeah, maybe that's what we do. So we're going to try to go for this. Of course, if they take me, the queen has to move, and then I can recapture, and then I'm hitting the weak pawn here, also defending. My knight also defends. If they try to stop me with b3, I guess we just take, and then we jump in anyway. The move that I'm most worried about is knight c5. But I suspect we could sack. We get a knight and a pawn, and then we get an extra pawn. So we get a knight and 2 pawns, and we have very good pressure with the pieces. That's probably good. No, they go for this. Okay. So now we jump in. We hit the queen. Queen goes back. Okay, now we take this. So we're still getting a lot of pressure on these files, right? This is not exactly how the minority attack usually turns out, but I guess it's okay. I don't like this knight. This knight seems like it's not doing anything. This pawn is just really stopping it. Ooh, b4. Wow. Okay, so if we take, what happens? Yeah, then I get rid of my weak pawn, right? This is kind of a weak pawn here. So I think we go ahead and trade that off. If they take with one of the knights, we succeeded. Okay, we succeeded. There's the backward pawn. So that is a long-term target. Now, it's not super obvious how we can take advantage of it because they have to worry about this knight c5 move, although maybe just sacking is the way to go. Or I could play knight d7. Could play knight d7. Am I missing anything? The rook might come down here. I could just block. Not a big deal. Yeah, maybe knight d7. So we get control of these critical squares. Might have to move this, and then we would have the pressure on that pawn. Question is where? Here? Threatens a fork, threatens the pawn. Actually, that's not a bad move. Let's see what they do first, then we'll decide. You crossed 1632 after 23 years of play. Wow. Way to go. That's awesome. Okay, he does go for that. I think I will just play rook b6. I don't like that rook attacking my queen. So I will chase that away. If he goes here, I can play rook c7. Here, I can play rook b8. Ah, it brings the queen. Interesting. Okay. I actually think trading this would be helpful to me. I think trading the queens would be helpful. So let's do it. The reason I say that is because that rook was really annoying, and the fact that he has control of this file is really annoying. So trading off the rook and the queen, now I don't have to worry about that, and I can immediately attack here. And so this looks good. Now there is going to be knight c5, I'm just noticing. So can we somehow deal with that? Yeah, knight c5 is kind of annoying. I don't think I can stop it really, though. I can trade off one pair, but then the other knight's coming, yes. All right, but I still can get a file here. This is very interesting, actually. Of course he's going to take with the knight. Is he thinking about taking with the pawn? No, no way. No way. He's definitely going to take with the knight. Okay, he's going to take with the knight, and then what am I going to do? Here, rook can defend, but then we've got the rook kind of tied up defending, which is good. You can tie up a rook defending. That's great, actually. Wait, is this guy seriously? Okay, I didn't think so. So here we go. This looks good. We get the rook to play a defensive role, and our rook gets to go on the offensive and just keep putting the pressure. So that's fantastic. You can't push because I just take that even. You can't defend with the knight because I probably just come up here. You could give up the pawn and try to get active with your rook, but everything's defended, right? Okay, so he does go in the defensive role, and I think now is the time we sneak over and we're going to start putting more pressure either here or here. Yeah, this is a really good example of why you do the minority attack, because they are left with this weak backward pawn and it's just a target for them. So like even now, I'm just wondering, can I just go take it? If they push, what happens? We take, they take, I take, rook here. Knight f5 defends tactically. Alternatively, I just go on the second rank. I think I'm going to go with the second rank, guys. As much as I would like to win a pawn, cutting off the king on the back like this is just so good. I think it's worth more than a pawn, honestly. Oh, we're going to win the pawn anyway. So there you go. We can have our cake and eat it too. Okay, so we take it. I think we just recapture. And knight f5 threatens the fork. Knight f5 threatens the fork. He can't take it. Now, I'm a little bit concerned about this g4 move, which is going to be coming, though, because I really need to keep this pawn alive. If we lose this pawn, it's probably just going to be a draw. If we keep the pawn, we definitely have winning chances. The question is, how do we do that? Because he's going to deal with the fork. And then g4 takes his threat, right? It's not that easy, though, actually, because of the way the king is cut off. White doesn't have a ton of good options. Okay, it goes for that. I always can run here. I think we just push. Now we can jump in if g4. I think that's a blunder. I think he loses a pawn here. Because you have to keep the king defending the rook, and then after I trade, I take another pawn, yeah. Now, we might lose this, though. That's the only problem. Do we lose that? Yes. But we get this. So hold on a second. King e4. Of course he's not going to take because he get forked. Then I have 3 pawns, which definitely is going to be enough. It's going to be interesting if we have enough to win here. It's going to be really interesting. So f5 check. I think I'm going to go here first. And then I'm threatening f5. Now you can't go there with your king. Actually, yeah, now f5. Look at this, guys. We've taken away all the squares from the king to defend this pawn. You see that? So f5 forces the king somewhere else. Then we can actually grab the pawn, grab this pawn. Is it enough to win, though? Because keep in mind, white can always sacrifice their knight to get rid of our pawns, and we can't checkmate with just a knight. So we have to have at least a pawn remaining when that happens, and it's going to be tricky if we can't like win these. If I go there, takes, I don't think I have enough. Okay, I'm going to try to defend the pawn ahead of time so that when this happens, I can actually just take, and he's going to be forced to go here. Then I can play g4 and sneak another pass. Then I'm going to have two pawns. He wants this. He wants this. Okay, now I'm going to get all three pawns, and I don't even have to lose these. I think we're going to win now. Yeah, I can just defend this. He can't defend his. I can defend mine. So they're not, well, you know, like three files, but I think even the doubled pawns are still valuable. Yeah, this should definitely be a win now. This guy's a goner. Either he pushes or we just take it. Okay, so take the pawn, save the knight, make sure there's no tactics. Still going to be a little tricky, but I don't think this should be too bad. Let me go check here. So check, we come up. Ooh, we're going to checkmate with the pawn. We're going to checkmate with the pawn. He's going to resign. He's going to resign. Ah. Too bad. Too bad. There's no way for white to stop this. The knight can't stop it and the king can't move. The king is actually trapped. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool checkmate. Okay. Oh, that was nice. Ooh, 96? What? All right, somebody better report me for that one. You better report me for that. Minority attack for the win. All right. I mean, I guess there's nothing to look at. We did a good job. Yeah, like I mean, this was exactly kind of the outcome of a lot of minority attacks, right? You get this backward pawn, which is not much initially, but over time, eventually, it becomes a weakness. And it's just, we don't have any weaknesses. All our pawns are defended. So when you have this pawn structure, where it's these two, you're missing your C pawn, they're missing their E pawn, you can do the minority attack. It's more common in like D4 openings. So like D4, like, for example, something like this. If you take, you know, look at this. They have these, we have these two. This is where you could do a minority attack, right? So if you're a D4 player, it's very applicable in that kind of situation. Okay. Let's go 2459. B3. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to play this line that I've seen before. I don't know any theory. I just know it's supposed to be, I think, pretty good for black. Why am I going here? Because a lot of times they like to go e3, and then if you ever bring this knight out to fight for these dark squares against the bishop, right? They'll pin you. And it's really annoying. They get this huge grip on the center. And so you try to prevent that by stopping them from playing e3. Now they can do this, but they have to obviously really expand over there. So let's go with, let me see. I'm thinking if I want to do e6 or c6 here. I guess just e6. Just let the bishop out. I think I'm going to play h5 just to be annoying to these pawns here. Because then white has to decide what to do about this. Although knight e5 would be an unpleasant move. Knight e5 would be very unpleasant. I'm going to stop that first. And then maybe I'll think about h5. The reason why is if you play h5 and like if I would have played it here and they play 95, even if I try to take, they take me, which is a big threat on my rook. When I have to take back, my pawn structure is ruined around my king. So this is super weak. This is super weak. Remember, this pawn is captured now, and your king is weak because of that. And I don't have that color bishop to defend those squares. They do have that color bishop, the light squared bishop. Not a situation you want to put yourself in. That's why I felt like we should not play h5 right away. We'd probably just control this square. d3. So now I could consider it, because now if you go there, I'm just going to take it, and then I take here, and I'm kind of happy with that. Yeah, I think now is okay. Okay, so probably I'm going to push by, because if I don't push by, they're going to push. And if that happens, this is very well defended. But this way, this is a target for me. This is a target for me. Question is, how do we attack it? Bishop e7, we don't want to do that because of this guy. I mean, I could play rook h7 and then bishop e7. That feels really strange. Rook h5, I don't think I'm really going to sack that, though. f6 allows him to trade it off. Yeah, I mean, okay. I guess I'll do that. I'm just going to go here and try to win this pawn. I mean, it's a weird plan, but it's a plan. It is a plan. I think I'm going to defend this first. Solidify the center here. So I can just recapture. And then bishop e7 and try to pick off this weak pawn. Queen e2 is what I'm expecting. Queen e2, bishop e7, queen e3. This is such a weird position. This is not a position that I'm used to playing, so I could be making lots of mistakes here. They're going to try to defend it that way. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so what do we need to do here? I'm not sure. Do I still go there just to force them to do that? Is it worth it at this point? Do I try to find a different square for this bishop? Maybe more aggressive square here or here? This could be annoying. If I get the queen on a5, we get some serious pressure there. Since they have, now they've defended essentially, right? So yeah, let me do that instead. Okay, so queen a5. Actually, we might be able to get some double pins going here. Bishop h5, pin him this way. This bishop pins him this way. And see what we can do to these knights. I'd love to get this into the game. I just don't see where to put it. I mean, yeah, I can go here, but then what? Maybe it's better than where it's at, but is it worth even putting... Is it worth taking a move to do that? It does block my queen. I don't know. I think I'd rather go here instead. What's my next move? Okay, so queen e2, so he's giving himself the option. You could castle that way. Also, you have some pressure in the middle. Queen a5. I like it. I like it. Let's do it. We also could go here, actually, which would obliterate this powerful bishop and invade in these dark squares. My queen. Oh. Oh, do they want b4? Is that what they want? That's exactly what they want. b4. The question is, am I willing to give up my queen? Am I willing to give up my queen? Alternatively, I have to trade the bishop for the knight here. Or we just go back. We just go back and we say, okay, we got a pawn that's a target now. If they try to castle, they can't. Oof, decisions. Normally, I'm not giving up my queen for a rook and a bishop, but in a position like this, I am tempted. I'm very tempted because the position is so locked up. The queen's going to have a hard time doing anything. Especially if I could win a couple extra pawns. I mean, this is very tempting. b4 takes. Very tempting, guys. Bishop d6 also looks pretty good. Just go back. I also like that. Man. Okay. This is pretty annoying too, though, right? Because then what are you going to do? You're going to play b4, I guess? And I go back. I think white's overextended. Maybe we jump in here with the bishop. I'm so torn, guys. Do I sack the queen? All right, let me just go back. We'll check it. Maybe Stockfish says it was good, and I'm going to regret not going for it. But this can't be too bad, I don't think. This is a nice square for the bishop, too. Look at that. Hitting the pawn, hitting the knight. Hard to get chased away from there. And this is annoying too, right? Because you basically have to leave these pieces guarding this. If you try to castle, I just take it. So king's kind of stuck in the middle. Meanwhile, I can castle whenever I want. Doing good on time. Pretty even. Very complicated position, though. We've not traded a single piece, not even a pawn in this game. Yeah, white doesn't know what to do. Oh, that's a good sign. They might play b4, but I think we just go back. Okay, we just go back. So we have this threat. Also, now I might consider a5 with the pressure on this pawn like I did over here. Maybe 97 now. Makes sense. Because if this trade happens, we might want to jump our knight over here. But this move looks pretty good. Actually, yeah, we could put the bishop here. We could put the bishop here. I like the look of that. White doesn't want a castle because a5 and you're going to be in trouble, I think. They might play c4. But I don't think that really bothers me too much. Takes. So I have to be a little careful, but I could just trade. Yeah, they do play c4. Okay. I could just trade and then move my bishop. Or castle. Let him take. And take this way. Trying to make use of this. Let's see. 97 takes. Actually, that's a good way to get the knight into the game. Maybe I just play 97. Oh, wait a second. Is this going to trap my bishop? 97 e5. Oh. Whoa. Gotta be a little careful there. I didn't see that. Okay, I guess I do have to take. I almost made a mistake. Okay, so what's the plan? Well, we're going to try to put the bishop here at some point. Also castling, and then this looks good. Yeah, I think now, though, we go with the bishop there. Yes. Castling, now we have the open D file, which I like. So I'm looking at castling. I'm also just looking at bringing this knight into the game. I mean, these pieces look really bad for white, so I love that. This bishop's not doing anything. The rook's not doing anything. This is an annoying piece, but we've got it neutralized at the moment. My rook's kind of awkward, but... Ooh. Ooh. Also, the knight can just come into the game now. Oh, he wants this move. Oh. You know what? Fine. Have it. I don't think that's such a big deal. I'm just going to tuck my king here and be quite happy, I think. I think I'm going to be quite happy with my king on f8. Yes, it's an annoying knight, but that's it. It's just a knight. You've blocked off your bishop. Meanwhile, my knight's going to come in also, and I can even just get rid of that if I want right away. So, king f8, no problems. No problems, guys. Yeah, knight to d5 looks good. Okay, there's a pawn, but I don't think I want that pawn. There's bishop h5, but then the queen can come up. If I castle... That actually looks scary. I don't think I want a castle. Okay, so let's... What do we do? Do we bring the knight up first? Yeah, let's bring the knight. Try not to think too much. I want to keep my time advantage here. Okay. We could take this pawn now. We can actually take the pawn. Do I just take it? What's going on? No, he's got some tricks, doesn't he? Wait. Can I take with the bishop? Because then you have to take... I take check. You take with the knight, I take. If you jump in with check, I take, then you're going to take me. You take with the... Maybe I need to play king f8 here. Get away from the checks. Rook d8 probably next, and then we could maybe sack and sack, or I don't know what's happening. This is getting very, very confusing, and we are running out of time. So we're going to get a crazy time scramble in a very complicated position, which tells me someone's probably about to blunder. I hope it's not me. He's going to go here, I'm pretty sure. Not sure what I'm going to do. No, he goes there. Doesn't that... Wait. I don't know if that loses the pawn or not. I have a check, but my queen's also going to be hanging. I don't think I should do it. I don't think I should do it. Bishop e4. Okay. What is going on, guys? I'll try to use the F file, I think. Ooh. I think this works. I think this works. I've got to get this rook out of here. How do I get this rook out of here? Uh-oh. Down this way, this way. Got him. Got him. Yes. Woo! Let's go. Let's go. Oh, man. Ooh, ugly game. Ugly game by both of us. But in those really crazy, weird positions, it's so hard to find the best moves. But we were never actually in trouble. You see that eval bar or the graph? It was never in white's favor really, so that's a good sign. Yeah, Stockfish doesn't like my Rook H7 idea. It wanted me to play E5. Are you serious? What is E5? You want to give this pawn up? Oh, because you have this move? I'm sorry. What is happening? Knight F3? If we take, our queen gets trapped? Okay. Okay. Anyway, I'm curious about this moment in the game. Yeah, let's see. Okay, I played the best move. I played the best move. So if I would have gone here, and they played B4, and I took, and they took, and I took. Yeah, Stockfish says I don't have enough. Knight B3, I was going to go check. They could bring this knight. See, I was thinking to myself, like, let's say I play 97. Like, what is white going to do? If you take, I just take back. Stockfish says F4. What if I just put a piece there? I don't know. King D1. Like, it wasn't going to be easy for white, even with the queen. I was going to be able to use my rook, and eventually this guy was going to come in. It would have been interesting, but best move was just to go back. Oh, man. All right. Oh, no. Oh, no. Let's go. Let's go. We're going to win this game. I am so tired of losing to this guy. We're going to win this game. By the way, I don't think I've ever beaten this guy. Let's go. Okay, he's playing this line. He's playing this line. Okay, we take it. We go queen d5. We take here. We take here. He takes the rook. Okay. Okay. So in this one, I'm pretty sure the best move is a4. Why is the best move a4? I wish I could tell you. I really wish I could tell you. I think it's because the knight's escape route is on f2, which is supported by the bishop. But if you can chase the bishop off that diagonal, it's no longer supported. And when they go here, pretty sure we go knight a3. And again, we just kind of like keep hunting that bishop, if I'm not mistaken. So like, if they try to leave, we're always going to jump in and hit the bishop. If I'm not mistaken, let's do it. I'm pretty sure this is it. This is one of those wild and crazy positions. Okay, e4. Let's think about this. This is important here. If we take it, we're going to get pinned. So that's not an option. So we have to move this knight somewhere. Okay. Maybe we go here. Maybe I just take this. No, I can't. It's going to be check. Okay, we can't do that. We can go here. All right, let's go here. I don't actually remember. I'm in uncharted territories now. But if we get the knight, in theory, we have 3 pieces for a rook and a bunch of pawns. It's not awful for us. Problem, obviously, is our king safety is lacking, right? But we can trade some, we can trade some pieces. So Yeah, this looks bad. This looks bad if his knight escapes. Oh boy. Hmm. Well, we have to stop this, or we're just done. I think this is the only move. I think this is the only move. He's going to take this, and the knight's going to escape, unfortunately. But game goes on, and I guess we can take some pawns, maybe? Yep. So I think we get rid of the annoying bishop. Yeah, I've never beaten this guy. Never. I got one draw. And I don't know. I think they watched the stream because I play them so often on stream. I'm pretty sure they must have watched the stream. I've played this person like, what, 10 times already? Rook to b8? Wow. Wow. How would you even think to play that? Rook to b8. Wow. Okay. I can't take it because of the fork. That's an amazing move. Okay. Well, so I'm going here. What else can I do? See? Every time. Every time. I need to just like block this person and move on with my life. I think that's what I should do. I'm lost again. I didn't see this. So frustrating, guys. Can't do anything. Let's try to attack the rook. I don't know. He's probably just going to take both of these bishops and I'm losing, but whatever. Queen takes g2. Okay. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Oh, this one's covered. Okay, it's just this one I have to worry about. I don't know. Let's push our pawn and see what happens. He's going there and I can't stop it. I can go here. Let's see. Check. We move. So this is what he wants, and then he's going to try to come in behind. So can we stop that? I don't think so, right? Let's see. Rook b2 gets forked. King here gets forked. a5 check here gets forked. Knight b3. I don't know. I'm just going to try this. I think he's going to go... Actually, I don't know. I don't see. Oh, that's the plan. This guy is too good for me. He's way too good for me. Whatever. Yeah, okay. Let's check the game review. By the way, this is one of the most complicated lines in chess. This Ponziani line that we played. Yeah, and this person is like every time. I'm just gonna. I think I'm gonna block. Because it seemed like 11 times on stream is too much. I can't take it. Can't take it. Like, this is an opening that I knew the theory. Like, let me see. How many moves did I know the theory? Where's the analysis at? Hold on. Okay, so... Yeah, a4. I knew this was the best move. Knight a3. I knew this was the best move. Then I forgot. I'm supposed to play bishop g5. I forgot. You're supposed to do that so the queen can't come there. And then you go back. Yeah, like this move, I mean, come on. How do you even think about this? I don't know. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it, guys. I'm sorry. All right. Well, we had a nice win streak. We had a nice win streak. We're playing against a 2000. Oh my. Oh my. Okay. We lose 14 points. Let's not lose this game, guys. Let's not lose this game. Okay. All right. So he wants to play. We'll do it. Well, let's go for like a King's Gambit style. This is called the Omaha Gambit, apparently. I didn't know that. I've never heard of the Omaha Gambit. Okay, let's go here. So when you play the King's Gambit, a lot of times it's good to kind of target this F7 square, right? So that's what we're doing. Ooh, H6, huh? Oh, it's tempting. Doesn't quite work, but it's very tempting. There's almost a beautiful tactic here, but it doesn't work because of the knight takes, right? So close, and yet so far. Okay, well, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. No need to panic. Let's just castle, get the rook involved. By the way, the tactic that I was thinking of is if we take here, he takes my queen. I go check. king comes up. Knight d5 is checkmate. It's called, I think it's called legal mate or something. The problem is, instead of taking my queen, all he has have to do is take this. And it defends the bishop, and I don't think I have anything at that point. That's why I couldn't get away with it. Wow. Okay, the reason I say wow is because when you put all your pawns on the same color, you just create these massive weaknesses in the position. So our task is to figure out how to take advantage of those weaknesses. That is the question. How do we do it? Okay, hold on a second here. Oh, there's a funny line. Knight g5 takes my queen. Check. Check. You move here. Check. I actually have a perpetual check, which would just lead to a draw. That is hilarious. I don't want to draw, obviously, but I find that really funny. Wow. I just can't believe that this is happening. Let's see. Let's see. How do we take advantage of this, guys? There's got to be something I'm missing. What is it? What is it? What is it? Knight g5 takes check there. That is the funniest perpetual check I've ever seen. Okay. Well, maybe I just play like a regular type of move or something. I don't know. I don't see it. I'm not going to play a move. I don't see how to win. Do the draw for fun? No, if I did the draw for fun, I would lose like... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now can we do it? Oh. Because the only reason we couldn't do it before was because knight takes e5. But guess what? You don't have knight takes e5 anymore. So now he takes my queen, check, and mate. Oh. You take me, I take you. That's it. Brilliant move time, guys. Are you ready? Check, mate. Takes, takes. Let's go. Yes, yes. Oh, he's going to take it. He's going to let me do it. Okay. This is legal's mate. This is legal's mate. Mate with the 3 pieces. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to pre-move it and go to the bathroom. Because I do need to go. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. Because then it'll cover it up after the game is over. I want you to see it. I want you to see it. Now I'll go to the bathroom. Got the brilliant move. There's the checkmate. Be right back. Okay, so let's check the game review. I'll show you the brilliant move, which we already know what it is. It's the queen sacrifice. So it never worked because, like I said, you just take with the knight, defend your bishop. And if I take this, I lose my queen now. The way that this trap normally works is something like they play some random move, then they go here, and then they play like, I don't know, like h6 or something. And now it's the same idea, right? There you go. This is kind of the typical way that you see it. So it's good. It's important to be aware of those things, right? Because then when you're in a game like this and somebody messes up, you know what it looks like, right? So we could jump in. And of course, if you don't take my queen and you take my knight, well, then I come in here, and even if you take this, who cares? Like, you're getting mated. Yeah, this is a forced checkmate. For example, that's one way. They go to d7 and they survive a little longer, but they have to run out, and this is going to lead to a mate. What's the mate? Knight a4. It's a long one, but we would have found this in the game. We definitely would have found this in the game. Yeah, there you go. b3 checkmate. Good one to be aware of. Okay. Oh, yeah, I got to update the brilliant moves. Thank you for saying that. 99. Here we go. Okay. 2200 from Brazil. Ooh, we get a Smith-Morra Gambit. Are they going to accept it? No. No. This is, I'm going to be honest with you guys. At the high level, this is the most frustrating thing about playing the Smith-Morra Gambit. People don't let you play it. They just decline it. They're like, no, I don't want to take your pawn. What can you do? What can you do? That's right, Steve. Take one pawn and not the other. Exactly. He plays e6. E6, you say? Okay. I guess I take it. I mean, I didn't really want to play this boring position, but I guess this is what we got to do. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, you know? This is what we have. All right. Well, this is an isolated pawn. So, that's the good news. We have a target. Let's go bishop h4. Let's go bishop d3 and castle. Oh. Okay, wait a second. Now, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. We can go here and threaten a very nice checkmate. And if they try to play h6, I believe we just sack it, although it might get a little bit complicated. All right, the problem with sacking, I'm afraid, is knight e4. Knight e4 would be a good move. I think I'm going to leave it instead. I think I'm just going to leave it. Let's go knight d2. We're going to leave it because the knight can go to g5 then, and then we still have this checkmate threat with two pieces supporting it. It's going to be hard for black to get out of that, so I don't think they can actually take me. And I'm going knight d2 because I think I want to castle this way. Maybe kingside. But ideally, if I can castle queenside, that's the idea. Yeah, let's do it. This is going to position me in a much more aggressive position because now my rook is here. And if I need to throw pawns forward for some reason, I can do that. Okay. Too bad we can't take this. Kind of feel like your games are becoming more and more aggressive recently. I think you're watching way too much Nelson. Thank you, Waddy. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm glad it's rubbing off. I think chess is more fun this way. So I'm glad. Thanks a lot. Okay, rook e8. All right. So, I mean, I would love to sack here because once we sack here, this is game over. The only problem is this annoying knight e4. I just don't see how we get around that. How do we get around the knight e4 shenanigans? I really don't know. I mean, I can move my queen, but it just feels like it's too slow, you know? So what do we do instead? I don't know. I really don't know. I think for now I'm going to put my rook here because I need to play a move, but I'm still... I'm still not sure. How do we solve this problem? Rook takes e4, sack the queen. I mean, there's nothing there. You can't do that. I don't know. I just don't think we can do it because of that. That annoying discovered attack. So we got to find a new plan. Maybe, okay, I have an idea. Wait a second. Can we sack that and jump in here? Maybe that's too much. Okay, hold on, guys. So options are what? H3, G4, takes G5. Maybe. We can bring the knight over. It's just really slow. We play king b1 to like defend, but then we have to be careful with the queen. We do have the knight. We could play knight b3 to open up the rook, and then maybe jump into d4. Okay. Also stops queen a5. All right. We could tuck the king over here if we need to. I like that. I like opening up the rook. And the knight wasn't doing anything there, but here it would be much more effective. Now it's hitting stuff. Okay, that's a good move, I think. And remember, guys, the reason that this is just sitting here constantly is because if they ever take and we take, you have this problem. And my bishop's going to come in, and you can't take me because checkmate. So that's why this is just going to... You know what? If it's... okay. If this is good, like leaving the bishop here is good, there's a possibility that every move I'm playing is like a brilliant move, according to chess.com. That's it. That's a very real possibility. That bishop has been there for what? 1, 2, 3, 4 moves in a row. I mean, I wonder if we could just get like 10 brilliant moves in a row by just leaving the bishop sit there. This could be interesting. Okay. Okay, he doesn't know what to do. All right, fine. Let's go knight d4, I think. Oh, wait a second. Knight d4 takes. Then he could take, actually. They do have to be a little careful here. They do have to be a little careful. Maybe I should just play king b1 for now. Just get the king off to the side a little bit. He goes for b5. Okay. You know what? Wait a second, guys. Wait a second. Okay, I have an idea, actually. I have an idea. What if I sack it? And on 94, I go queen f4. Ooh. It's getting very complicated, but that might just be what I need. That might just be what I need. Takes knight or bishop g5. Now you can't get away with that. At least I don't think you can. I could also consider playing a move like rook e3 so that my rook is ready to come over. I think we should do it. Or should I play rook e3 first? I don't know. Nah, but then we might run into other problems. All right, let's go. I think let's go. Let's go make it happen. Oh, he takes it. He just takes it? Okay. Well, this I was pretty happy about this position. I thought I was happy about this position anyway. I guess there's bishop f8, but feels like I must have something really good here. Feels like I must. Check bishop g7, 95 or 94. Rook e3 can come over. Okay, well. I can also go here to keep the checkmate threat. Maybe that's important. Maybe that's the way. Ah, but then there's 94. Okay. No. We take it. Okay. Wait, do we take it? Yeah. Okay. Whew. All right. So what's going on? Well, I'm trying to keep this so that this knight is stuck. And then all I want to do is bring my rook up and over and just win the game like this. If he tries this move, okay, he goes bishop g7. Actually, now I can just play knight g5, which might even be... Yeah, let's go here. So this way, even if the bishop gets blocked, we still have queen h7. We also have threats here. So just getting as many pieces around the king as we can. And next, I would like to bring a rook, I think. Also, this knight maybe can come in as well. Yeah, the knight on c5 might be useful. Also the rook coming up could be good. But the king can run now, so I have to actually be prepared for this. The king can run. And we need some way to break through. Yeah, what's it going to be? How are we going to break through that? Not totally sure. He plays b4? Okay, I could take it. Maybe I will just take it. Because otherwise he takes me and opens everything up. This way I can just play a3 and defend. It's defended. And actually supports my knight jumping into c5, right? So I like that. Three, 6. He's got 3 pawns. Okay. So yeah, here we can play a3 maybe. First we have to just check, make sure this doesn't win. Maybe not quite. I think I will play a3. And on a5, you know what I'm going to do, right? Push by. We're not opening this up for the rooks. Nope. Nope, we're not doing it. Whoa. Did not expect that. Did not expect that. I definitely don't want to open that up, though. I don't think we want to do that. Interesting move. I think we just keep the pawn. Defended by the bishop, it just kind of stops everything temporarily. But I am going to have to attack this king at some point, so we might have to go for this. I need a rook here or something. I need another piece. I really need another piece. Maybe here. I'm not sure yet. One of these two. Yeah, because if we had a rook here, then we could do this. We would have this. Okay. This also looks good. Oh, okay. It's about to get really crazy because he's going to go for the thread over here. I need to make this work. I don't know if this is the smart thing to do or not. I really don't know what is going on anymore, but I'm running out of time. Why did I even take that? What am I doing? I'm totally throwing this game. I should not have taken that. I didn't want to take that. That was a very bad move. Okay, Nelson, you are going to lose this game, I think. I think I'm going to lose this game. I'm making some very questionable decisions, guys. I'm too low on time. Yeah, I'm just blundering everything now. Oh, man. Didn't see that one. Okay, so we're actually only down for 2 pawns. The time is the problem, though. Come on, dude. We saved it. We saved it. Oh my goodness. Okay. I never had an advantage in that game? I never had an advantage? Are you serious? Dude. I thought for sure somewhere around here I had an advantage. No. Knight e4 is the winning move. So I was going to play queen f4. Bishop d6. I didn't calculate that. And then he takes me. What a weird game. What a weird game. Well, so, okay, so this is interesting. When you're trying to calculate in chess, you're looking for good moves, sometimes you get into time pressure because there are no good moves. Like, you can just keep looking and looking and looking and you just don't see anything because their position is just good for the opponent. That's what was happening in this game, right? That's why I was spending all this time. I wasn't seeing anything. And I was trying to do random stuff and nothing was working. Well, it's because I never had a good position. That's really interesting. What a total mess of a game, though. Like, this was chaos. And then at the end here, so, okay. If I could trade one of these pawns for this pawn, then they have to checkmate me with a knight and a bishop, which is possible. But with 30 seconds on the clock, realistically, there's no way that's going to happen. So that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to trade these pawns. And I didn't mean to lose that one. But then you like here, which this is why they didn't take it. Because they want to keep the pawn and get it to become a queen, right? And I almost looked like I had something happening here, but no. Stockfish is like, no, you don't have anything. You don't have anything. I mean, I don't know how we did that. I don't know how we did that. All right. Well, good game. I'm happy with that. I mean, draw was good. Draw was very good for me. We're playing Bilbo. All right, Bilbo. What are you going to do? What are you going to do against the elephant? The pre-move elephant Gambit. Huh? Let's see if we can just pre-move this whole game. Pre-move that. Pre-move that. Uh, He's going to play queen e2. No, he didn't. Okay. I wasn't expecting knight g1. He tricked me. They tricked me. But this can't be a good move, right? This can't be a good move. What? What is happening? So, okay, this guy brought his knight out to f3. Then 2 moves later, he brings it back. Then he brought his bishop out. And 1 move later, he brings it back. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but that just seems weird. Okay. I can't even think straight. I'm like, what is going on? I'm not sure if I want to attack this way or this way. I definitely want to attack. It's just a question of, okay, what's his biggest problem? His biggest problem is the knight. So how do you solve that? You go here and I take it. I'm happy with that. Then I would want my bishop to be here. Or you play like f3, but then also bishop here looks pretty good. d4 we can non-passant, but then the knight has somewhere to go. So d4 is actually kind of a problem. Then I would want my bishop here. So I guess I'll go here. I don't know. It's a very tough decision. If he goes here, I'm just done. I'm just done. I've seen stranger things, actually. Okay. No, I'm gonna go back here just to be funny. No, I'm kidding. I think I'm gonna go here. I mean, of course, I could take this pawn back at some point too, but just trying to get more pieces into the action first. Because you want to be ready to pounce, right? When they're not developing, when they can't castle, when the king is going to be stuck in the center for extended periods of time, you want to be ready to jump on them. So that's why I'm just trying to focus on getting the pieces out as quickly as we can. He plays d3. So yeah, he wants me to take, because then the knight is free. Okay. That's a pin. Bishop d2. We might have some crazy ideas. Well, here's the moment of truth. Do we have some crazy ideas or not? The issue is I don't really have a follow-up. He just blocks. He just blocks. So we probably do have to take this. But the good news now is that we are ready to castle, which means we can quickly swing a rook over, maybe before he's able to castle. At least that's my hope. Make this trade too, and then I think it's castle time. It's castle time. Now we've got the rook threat. Also, this is a weak pawn. So even if for somehow this guy manages to get away, we still have a nice little target here on d3. Yeah, he looks like he is somehow sneaking away. But that's fine. That's fine. Let's go there. Then we'll develop the knight. He's going to castle. I'm going to develop my knight. Okay. So maybe we didn't get as much as I would have liked out of the opening, but still pretty good position, I think. Knight c6. And we will focus on the isolated weak pawn on d3. Okay. Do I trade that and then take, or do I take first? I think we... I don't know if it matters. You might have some crazy sacrifice, actually. I better do this first. I better do it first. So knight f4, we just move our queen somewhere. Takes, we just recapture. The question is which way? With a queen. I want my knight to stay centralized here where it can jump to d4. Also, this opens up the file for my rook. Okay. And so, yeah, we just have a real nice, comfortable position here where the pawn structure, look at how beautiful my pawn, I mean, this is perfect pawn structure. No weaknesses. I guess the only weakness is the back rank checkmate ideas, but, and over here, we've got a beautiful target. So here we go. Attack the weak spot, right? Just attack the weak spot. We win this pawn. We trade some pieces. We go into an endgame with 3 against 2. And we win the game. Okay, that's the plan. In fact, takes. Aha, but remember what I said. The back rank weakness. So we can't do it just yet. That's okay. We could set it up very soon. There's also something to be said for blockading the pawn. I'm going to go here, though. I think this is good. Of course, I'll recapture. If they take me, I can pre-move that. It's a safe pre-move. Okay. I'm honestly probably just going to go right back. I mean, we had to take because of the trade, but probably just going to go right back and hit the pawn again. This is valuable too, the file, but I can just win a pawn. Now, the back rank, like I said, we do have to be careful. So maybe a move like h6 or g6 would be warranted in this position. Could also jump in, threatening the fork, threatening this. I mean, that's a pretty annoying move too. Also, do I want to just go ahead and fix it once and for all? Maybe I should. Maybe this is the smart thing, guys. Only because in this position, there's just so many tactics where he can come here and I can actually never take the pawn because of a back rank checkmate. Now it's gone, right? The back rank checkmate is completely eliminated. He does the same thing. That's fine, but I don't really care about the back rank as much. I mostly care about this pawn. So I think we're going to be able to win very soon. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Do you guys see a tactic? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this and this. We have multiple threats. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, but wait. The pawn controls that square, right? Well, wrong. Wrong. Because I'm going to sack my queen here. Get a brilliant move. Come in with the fork. Nope, doesn't work. Never mind. The reason it doesn't work is because even though I get the fork and win the queen, now his king is close enough to defend and he gets my knight. Before, when the queen was here, he wouldn't have been able to do that, right? But you know what? This guy's actually trying to trick me because he's going to go check and he's going to take my pawn. See that? This guy is trying to trick me. I did not see that before. Man. So we can't let that happen. Can't let that happen. All right. Well, change of plans. Not let the queen come in. Okay, he's attacking my pawn. Do I care? Maybe. Maybe not. Knight here takes. Yeah, I don't think I want to give that up for free. I don't think I want to give that up for free. By the way, that's what's nice about having the pawns connected. If they ever get attacked, you have lots of easy solutions for defending them, right? Okay, he goes there. All right. Now we can invade with the queen, which I like. Man, this is not as simple as I was hoping it was going to be. I don't know if this is a good decision or not, but I'm going to go here. Try to stop him from pushing. You can't trade queens because then you lose the pawn. We also take away some squares from the knight. Yeah, I don't see how he can attack this, right? Because both of these you just take and win the pawn. So temporarily stops that. Whoa, h4. Okay. He wants to trade this for this, it looks like. Still 3 against 2, though. I still win a pawn. I think I'll do it. I gotta make a quick decision here because of the time situation, so I think I'll do it. I'm expecting d5. That's what I'm expecting. I'm gonna take it. And we at least get 1 pawn. Very good. You're not gonna take that, dude? Okay. So now what? I mean, I think a queen trade would be good for me. Check, we go here. Ooh, 97. I gotta be careful. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. We're good. I've got a little trick up my sleeve. If he goes for this line, I've got a trick up my sleeve. I do need to pick up the pace, though. Check here, here. Almost looks like I'm getting checkmated. But I have a trick up my sleeve. Oh, he falls for it. Do you guys see it? Pause. Pause and find it. Check. Check. Got him. We got him. There's a perpetual. That's true. Maybe, but I didn't want a perpetual when I can just take his knight. All right, all right. Okay, so yeah, we were never in trouble. Looks like there was this moment right here. What happened here? What? I'm sorry. What am I missing? Knight f3 check is a winning move? Oh, wow. Do you guys see that? Wow, that is an insane tactic. Even like seeing Stockfish tell me this is the move, I'm like, why? Do you guys see why that's a winning move? That's a good one. That is a very cool tactic. That is so cool. You guys see that, right? After knight f3? This is, wow. This is an amazing move. I'm not surprised I missed it because even after seeing the answer, I'm like, I don't see it, but now I see it. It's okay, so let me explain. Obviously, it's a fork, triple fork, so they have to take you. But you're probably wondering, why do we want to give up our knight? The rook is still defended. Like, what are we going to do? Check this out, guys. This is crazy. Check this out. Queen g5 is another fork threatening to take the queen again. If the king moves somewhere, we take the queen. Okay, they're going to take us. The rook is now undefended, so we can actually take it with check. The king has no way to attack our rook because they can't go here. They can't save their queen, and only then do we take the queen back, and we lost our knight, but we got a rook for free. Therefore, it was a great deal. That's incredible. That is incredible. This queen g5 idea. That is so wild. Man. Okay, well, I didn't see that one. And I was looking. I was looking. I also thought, and I think I did it quickly in the game, that I thought I could just like take this, and I forgot that then he's going to sneak in here and take my pawn, and I don't actually even win a pawn. Wow. Okay. And then at the very end, this looks like a good idea for white because it looks like my king is now trapped. You're trying to checkmate me. Maybe I have to block with the queen to survive, you know. But check forces the king to go here. And then we can come back and pick up the knight, which also stops our checkmate problem. And we're just up a piece. Defends everything. Everything is good. There's nothing for white to do. So, nice one there. Okay. Okay, I think I have time for one more game, guys. Let's go win it. Let's go get some more points. I think did we only lose the one game to the you know who we always lose to? I think so, right? And we had the draw. Okay, are we going to get to see the Smith-Morra finally? Are we going to actually get to see the real line here? Yes. That's for my opponent for playing the line. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so bishop c4. All right, this is always the setup. Bishop goes back. Very good. Okay, d6. Uh-huh. I believe we castle. Can't go wrong there. Oh, no. this is, I knew this is a line, but I didn't look at it. I mean, I was like flipping through the book and I'm like, nobody's going to play this. I'm not going to look at it. I have to go look at it after the game. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do against this. Okay. Well, let me think. Hold on. Queen e2, you know, this is the normal thing. Queen e2, rook d1. I don't know if it makes sense here because he's going to bring the rook. I kind of feel like the plan should be something else. I just don't know what that something else is. Knight g5. I know you can play knight g5. I just don't know if this is the time. I don't. Man, I had a feeling. I was literally looking at it like just the other day. I was looking at this chapter and I'm like, do I want to look at this? Nah, and I got lazy and I was like, I don't want to look at it because nobody's going to play it. And here we go. All right. All right. It's okay. We'll make it work. We will make it work. All right, let's go queen e2. I don't know. It's literally in the book right over here, right next to me. I just... Okay. Should be 7. Okay. So you just want to do that and go about your merry way. This is the normal Smith-Morris setup. I don't know if it makes sense so much here, but this is what I'm going to go for. Let's go knight d4. Maybe we sack. Maybe that's what we do. This looks really good, actually. And there's definitely a weakness here, guys. Ooh. Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. As a matter of fact, let's go. Let's go. So we're going to get 2 pawns, but we're going to get more than that because we're going to get a 3rd pawn. And by the way, the king is not going to be able to castle for the rest of the game, which, as far as I'm concerned, is good enough. Also, knight d5 ideas. Oh, baby, let's go. Let's go. Get my 3 pawns. The king has no shelter. Check here. Can I get away with giving up my knight? Let's see. Check there, rook d3. We want to come over, but is that good enough? Is it good enough, guys? Rook d3. So my threat is to go there and then win the game. Wow. Let me think. The other option is to move this knight, which also looks really good. Now, I imagine he's going to play knight f6. So on knight f6, do I have something? I think I'm going to go for it. I've come too far to back out now. We've come too far, guys. Let's go. Let's go. These Smith-Morris Gambit opportunities only come up so often. We have to make the most of these things. Very hard threat to stop. I'm just going to go here, and then my bishop's going to come out, and the king is going to be done. I think. Unless I'm missing some defensive resource here for black. Ah. The problem for black is all their pieces look really kind of dumb, to be honest. The rook in the corner, the knight, the king is not defended. What's the queen doing, you know? This knight. Even this rook is like kind of silly sitting there. The problem for me is I'm running out of pieces, but this might be all we need, honestly. This might be all we need. Okay, so check. The king only has 2 moves, 1 and 2. Obviously, this just looks like you must be losing. In fact, do I see a forced mate? Check. Yeah, it's gonna be win. So let's just say he's gonna go here. So check here. Check takes check. If you go there, check, check, bishop f6. What if I go here first? Wait a second. Then the knight blocks, then check. Does that change anything? We might get the same position, actually. We might get the same position. That's a cool move. Maybe it's a brilliant move. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's go with the fancy move. All right, so the plan is check, king moves. Here or here, we take it with check, we keep attacking. And if we need more pieces, we can always bring the other rook over, or the knight, then the rook maybe, but I'm thinking there's going to be a checkmate with just the queen and the rook. I didn't visualize the whole thing, but my gut tells me it's there. My gut tells me it's there. Just waiting to be found. See if I'm right about this. Of course, bishop g5, we just take it. Which I don't think really helps black. Okay, so here we go. So this is the position that I thought in my mind, like there must be a checkmate here. Now, am I right? Option 1, check, king moves. Check with the rook. The problem is bishop f6, right? Although we do have queen h6 check. If you try to move the king... No, I don't want to draw. No, I don't want to draw. If you move the king here, we can take it. If you move the king here, it's defended. That's the one that bothers me. Check here. Also bring the knight in, and even if the trade happens, then the e-file is open for the other rook, which is great. So that's something to keep in mind. I can also go here. Oh, look at that. And then what's the idea? I can also go here so that I can check and mate that way. So hold on. If we go here, bishop moves, check. It's not mate because the rook is defending. Check here. Knight d5 right away. Queen g7 is another move. Hold on. Queen g7 attacks the rook, but bishop f6 is a problem, right? What if I start with knight d5? The point is then this rook on e1 will be very annoying. Check here. Check. They just go back. It doesn't accomplish anything. Rook f1. Bishop. Oh, wait. Then they can't play bishop f6. Bishop g5. Check. Can't go there either. Have to go here. That's mate. Oh, rook f1 might be. Okay, hold on. So rook f1 actually has an immediate threat. If you move your rook to try to get away, check. You try to run. Check. I'm going to run out of time, guys. All right. I think we just go 95. I think we just go 95. I want this open so my other rook can help. Maybe I missed it. Maybe it was rook f1. Maybe it was rook g7. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was queen e6 even. I'm not sure. My instinct says just do this. Now this guy can help. That's a pretty big deal. If the bishop ever moves, this is coming. So that makes black's life even harder, I think. Okay, so what's the move? What's the move? We have 2 minutes to find the win, guys. We have 2 minutes to find the win. Okay. It's plenty of time. Don't panic. He wants to run with the king, right? We cannot let that happen. So how do you stop it is the big question, right? There's always going to be rook c3, though. That's pretty annoying. So that's something to keep in mind. Rook e1. Oh, I can even play rook c1 right now. I could play rook c1 right now. Let's do it. Defended by the queen. Cuts off the king's escape. Oh, he has rook c7? Okay, I didn't consider that, actually. Oh, man, I might have messed up. I think I messed this up big time. We do have 3 connected pawns, but 2 pieces is a lot. So I don't think this is going to end well. Still tricky, though. It's still really tricky. Okay, he doesn't want to take, it looks like. I mean, maybe I just start pushing my pawns, you know? I just don't know if I have time for that. Yeah, definitely. Ooh. Uh, what is happening? What is happening? I'm gonna get flagged. That's what's happening. Oh, I just take his rook. It's a free rook. I didn't see they're gonna take his rook. Nelson. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Ah, I can't believe I ruined this game. It could have been such a beautiful game, and I ruined it. I absolutely ruined it. I have no time, man. Ah, so annoying. Did two brilliant moves. I couldn't get the win. Okay. All right. Time for me to go learn this stupid line. Stockfish says bishop e3. Just hit the rook. And if they go to d7, play a4. And if they push, play a5. Trap the queen. Rook c1. What is happening? What is this? Yeah, I got to look at that chapter. Okay, anyway, I think I still got into a great position. Yep, there it is. That was the first one. We jump in, take the pawn. Oh, and Stockfish says, just save your knight. You're totally winning. Just save your knight. And play on. He's done. His king is in trouble. Ah. Oh. Okay. So we had two brilliant bishop sacrifices in the same game. Apparently, I'm supposed to take the draw. I'm supposed to just take the draw. Yeah, and now I'm lost. So sad. And then he blundered it here. I don't know. I forgot. I could just take it. Ah. And then the time pressure. I think we could have came back if I had more time, maybe. So sad. Okay, we are at 101. Brilliant moves. Man, guys. Chess is brutal sometimes. All right, well, I think we were 24-40 something, so we still ended higher. That's the good news. I hope you guys learned something. I will definitely be checking out this chapter, by the way. Oh. Oh. I literally had my bookmark. Chapter 5. You know what chapter 5 is? I'll show you this diagram, guys. Watch this. Look at this. You guys see that? The rook is on a7. The rook is literally... I think it's the exact same position. It is literally this position. I had my bookmark there. You know what my bookmark says, by the way? Oh, it's not focusing. I was a quitter. One chapter too soon. And now I have the loss to prove it. Okay. Anyway. And I still had a winning position, even despite that. All I had to do was keep the knight alive. Just keep the knight around. Just keep this knight around and I'm going to win the game. Man. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Hope this was fun. I had a good time. Had some nice, brilliant moves. 101 brilliant moves for the year. The book is Mayhem in the Mora. It's Mark Esserman's book. He's a international master who plays the Smith Mora. Like, I guess he's played it his whole life. Anyway, it's really good. It's a really good book. I had an older one on the Mora, but it's not as good as this one. This is more updated, and I guess it's still, I think it's like 2012, but still, it's very good. Sadistic Tushi, you know what? I think he actually emailed me a while ago, and I just forgot to respond. We've had a lot happening this month, just in our personal lives, so I just totally forgot. I'll try to check my emails one day, and maybe it'll happen. But yeah, he reached out, so I just need to respond and make it happen. Yeah, good question. Maybe, hopefully, one day, if I can find the time. Cool. Thank you guys. Thanks, Steve, for being here. Appreciate you. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Oh, I'm gonna have a hard time sleeping after this game. Just keep your night. Keep your night, Nelson. All right. See you guys next time.